Welcome back to I've Been Falsely Accused show. And today is Jeffrey Deskovic's birthday. And this is for you, Jeffrey.
Not yet. Now we ain't gonna jump in too quick. We ain't gonna jump in too quick. We gotta.
We got something for you,
we got something for him. We ain't gonna jump in. That was too quick.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Jeffrey.
Hey, that show you Foxy's a quickie.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a quickie.
I wish I was there. I wish I was there celebrating with him in New York.
Hey, Jeffrey.
But we won't go there on the air.
Hey, look. Hold on. Hey, Jeffrey, hold on. The mic was down. We missed everything you said. The only thing we heard was we ain't going to go there on the air. What did you say before that?
I said, well, if we're there in person, it might could have been a quickie in person, right?
Yeah. Hey, hey, Jeffrey. Foxy jumped right into it. Hey, come on in. Hey, let's go. Hold on, Foxy. Hold on. Talk to me a minute or something. You know, ease me into it. Hey, let's let Alan Man in. My brother Alan Man, how you doing today? Alan Man. Okay, he'll probably come in a minute. He probably got his phone on mute. All right, so back to you, Foxy, real quick. You
She still get that quickie.
Hey, yeah, she got that quickie on Jeffrey real quick. Hey, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Are you having a cigarette right now?
I'm not, absolutely not.
Foxy.
That comes after, but I'm not even a smoker, though, you know? That's bad for you. So,
I hear you, man.
Good example of, but
Right. So, Jeffrey, I want to say, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And to anybody that's just tuning in, welcome to the I've Been Falsely Accused radio show. I'm your host, Cogee, with my main man, Mr. Jeffrey Deskovic, my co-host. We got the fox in, the quickness of the fox is in the studio with us.
I was excited.
Yo, we can tell. And if us men was excited like that, you have something to say about us. Now, what if we said it to you? Sorry, Foxy, I was excited. Cedric, what'd you think?
Oh, that was a quickie.
That was a quickie one.
Yeah, it was.
I said, when you open the show, we're going to ease Jeffrey into it.
She did it quickly.
She jumped Jeffrey in like he was in the game. Okay, Jeffrey, bring us up to speed real quick. How's your birthday been so far, and what do we have to look forward to today with your birthday?
Well, birthday's been good so far. I mean, I've really enjoyed the show. I'm all about fighting for the cause, and that's as you alluded to, that's all day, every day, even weekends, even on my birthday. Tonight, I'm having some people from some of my friends from the Innocence Project, which is the organization that helped free me. They're getting together with me, along with a fair amount of exonerees and a few other people that I've met through doing this type of work. And we're gonna sing some karaoke songs, and we're gonna talk, and we're gonna give a toast to Bill, and we're gonna have a good time tonight.
Okay, what place are you partying at tonight? Because I might go on and load up the jet and bring my crew out there tonight. So what place should we expect you to be at tonight?
It's called Karaoke King.
Karaoke King. You gonna do karaoke tonight, Jim?
Karaoke King. Oh, I always do, of course. I always do. Sometimes I get the exonerees together, and we collectively sing that song by Bill Withers, Coach. Lean on me.
Oh, that's cool. Well, hold on. You know what? Now you keep bragging about this karaoke. You keep on saying you going to do this karaoke. Give us a little bit, Jack. Give us a little sample. Come on. Come on, Jeffrey.
I just might have a problem
that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Now y'all know we ain't gonna make it in Motown, right? We're gonna keep it right here on the radio.
Right here, where is that?
We can't quit our day jobs first.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Definitely. Now, what I am gonna do, I'm gonna deliver the show back over to Foxy right now. Foxy, take him slow. Talk to him. Eye contact.
Okay. Well, Jeffrey, since it's your birthday today, we have a song that we're going to play for you, and I hope you love it.
Happy birthday. to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, that was great. That is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Marilyn Monroe who sang that to JFK.
And if
Yes,
you,
it was.
And if you was here, we would have had Jay jump out of a cake singing it to you. What'd you think about that, Jeffrey?
What's that?
I said if you was here, we would have had Jay jump out of a cake singing it to you. You are the president. You are the president of your organization, right?
I am indeed.
There you go.
That would have been great to have. That would have been great to have Jay jumping out of anything. Jay, I'm surprised she's still on the market. But, you know.
See, then you could have vanilla and chocolate. You got Jay and Foxy singing it.
There it is. Yeah. So I've kind of been reflecting a lot, you know, about
He's so funny.
you know, the past year and things I've done and, you know, things we're looking forward to. Let me share with you, Coach. I haven't had a chance to really share this with you, but I did get my civil litigation is over. I did get a jury verdict on my lawsuit against Putnam County Sheriff's investigator Daniel Stevens. It was my allegation that it was his polygraph over 6-7 hours, which brought me to the brink of he coerced a false confession, and that he fabricated a statement against me, and that he heard the threats and false promises that the other police officer made after he left the room, and that he failed to protect me by intervening. So that was the case that was went to trial, and I'm happy to say, Vinny, Vissy, Vicky. I came, I saw, I conquered, I won.
Right, yeah, congratulations, man.
Cogee was on the news. Yeah, Cogee, it was the largest jury verdict ever awarded in a lawsuit for a wrongful conviction.
Wow.
Right?
Oh, wow.
So
the jury wanted to send a message about how outraged that they were about everything that happened, and you know, they awarded. Don't get too high. I don't actually collect this much, okay? So everyone, hold on. I don't actually collect this much, but their statement was $41.6 million.
So we are going on that vacation trip together.
What's that?
So we are going on that vacation trip together.
Yeah. Well, the way they'll be. They sent the message. You know, I went to trial because I wanted to. I wanted to send a message. I wanted to deter, law enforcement.
Right.
They can't keep wrongfully convicting people.
Right.
Based on these wrongful tactics. I'm going to get 8 figures. It's not going to be anywhere near $40 million. I had a pre-existing deal in place, like a firm. No matter what, they would not be allowed to pay less than a certain amount, and no matter what, they wouldn't have to pay more than a certain amount, because part of the problem with the civil litigation is that the courts have said really that the uppermost amount that they would consider to uphold on appeal would be like $1 million per year, and that award was like 2 or 3 times that amount, so I wouldn't have been able to hold on to it anyway, in terms of the dollar amount. But, they did have to pay for what happened, and I got a lot of news coverage out of it.
But you know what? You're definitely right about that. But see, this is what I don't like about that situation. They can put a cap on what they can do for you, but they don't put a cap on what they do to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Cogee, it makes no sense that they do it that way, but in terms of the accuracy of your wording, you got it down pat. So my lawsuit's over. I've done so many things the last year that I never thought, Cogee. I was privileged to have opportunity. I was a CLE instructor, continued learning experience. As an instructor, I taught. I just spoke at 2 different judicial panels in front of judges. They were interested in what my thoughts were on how they could identify wrongful convictions and correct them in the normal course of the appellate process. Because the reality is that most people will, if they're wrongfully convicted, they either have to win an appeal or they're going to be stuck there in prison, because most are not going to be able to do like David McCallum did, and secure an attorney to work pro bono for them. They're not going to be successful in. The organizations, don't have a lot of resources, so most people are not going to be able to get, an entity to try to do more field investigation and prove their innocence. So either they win an appeal or they're stuck there, for most people. So those panels, I got certified as a police instructor in the New Jersey state, in New Jersey, and then I'm teaching as a professor, one college class at Rockland Community College, a wrongful conviction college course syllabus. Those are some things that I never really. I live in a fairy tale life, if you think about it, Cogee, because in the sense that this is the life I was never really supposed to have, according to the people who, wrongfully convicted me.
Right. I hear you. You're definitely right about that. Let me ask you a question, Jeffrey. What's the update with Lorenzo?
You know what? The update with him is we've got even more. But two things: we've uncovered still more evidence. The Jeffrey Deskovic Foundation of Justice is renting out a bus again, and we're going to do an additional rally, a second rally out in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, right outside Pennsylvania Attorney General Kathleen Kane's office. We're again going to demand that they release him. They're supposed to be close to making a decision about their position on the evidence and his claims, whether they're going to fight us or not. I believe the case is now at the point where it's inevitable. He's definitely going to come out. I'm hoping that they back down. I'm cautiously optimistic. It could be that any day we get some outstanding news.
Yeah, man. The doors couldn't open no quicker, for Lorenzo, and I'm serious about that. That's why I said, I know we was talking about you, but I know how passionate you are about your work, and he is a part of your work, seeing this through to make sure that he get out, just like with Oscar, what I was saying about Oscar as well.
Absolutely. Another thing was that, in his case, that is something I haven't done before. We held a conference outside my foundation, a press conference, and then out in Pennsylvania, where I was speaking about somebody else's case. Now, normally, the media, they don't cover that. They wouldn't, they wouldn't cover one exoneree or even one foundation talking about, another case, particularly until, an exoneration is obtained. But the crucial time period for needing news coverage is not after the man's been exonerated. It's before that, So we got quite a bit of people to turn out, and we got really good news coverage. And that was a first as well.
Okay, that's cool. Excuse me. Now, I want to ask you another thing real quick, Jeffrey. I know you're celebrating your birthday today, but how missed is William when it comes to this day with you? Because I know y'all would have been kicking it.
Oh, you're going to make me cry now, Cogee. You're going to make me cry. But, William is really, Bill is really missed. I've remained in touch, with Alice, who's Bill's wife, is now the widow, and she's coming tonight, and he definitely is going to be missed. In fact, we're going to do a toast for him. There's been a few events where, I've mentioned Bill, the different friends and comrades in the Innocence movement, and, tonight's not going to be any different. But he definitely would have been here, and, it was tough, for lack of a better term, kind of like coordinating and almost emceeing or being a master of ceremony at a funeral in the wake. When you got to coordinate all the different testimonials, people that want to speak, and share their reflections on him, and what their thoughts were about his life. So coordinating that, that was certainly. Looking back on it now, Cogee, my mind was really in the fog, and I really don't know how I managed to do any of that. But I definitely had the experience of working through grief. Bill was really the closest person to me, that passed away. So in that sense, it was something new for me to deal with.
Right. Excuse me. That's why when you was going to speak, me and Jay, like I said, we was on the phone with you, for the duration of that morning saying, come on, Jeffrey, got to get it together. You can do this, And I knew you would go in and do it because your heart was in it, but it was personal. And I knew you wanted to be a class act, to go and deal with that situation.
Absolutely. I mean, I gotta share, Cogee. I mean, your help and Jay's help. I mean, dealing with coping with the aftermath of Bill's death. I mean, you guys were invaluable, man. That was I needed all that. I needed that.
You know what? That's why I said, we all got to stick, close like family, like we do. No one person is above the other one. I mean, we all need each other to get through this world. And like I tell my children, in this world, it's all about relationships. It's all about relationships. You can't be in this world alone.
Sometimes the people that we're friends with can be closer to us than our family. I mean, you can't choose your family. You can't choose your friends. It's wonderful when your friends are your family, that you have that type of, but often it doesn't work out like that.
That's right. You're definitely right about that. Now, let me go to the phones real quick. Miss Donna Buchanan, how you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Cogee?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Thank you for tuning in to Jeffrey's birthday party, Mr. Jeffrey Deskovic.
Oh, no doubt. I had to call and wish him happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hope you're enjoying your day.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Thank you.
Donna,
Even more so now that you called in.
Donna, let me ask you a question real quick. You done
What's that?
let people know, how many years did you do in prison?
13 years.
Okay, so with Jeffrey doing all the years he done in prison and now he's out, now I can ask you this question because how celebrative is it today on his birthday? You give your point of view from your angle on today, his birthday.
Oh, what? I mean, how he feels about being free, or?
That's right. People don't understand. Tell people what they don't understand about being out for your birthday.
Oh, being out for your birthday, it's awesome. I did my first birthday out myself in December, and just, it was awesome. It was a great day because inside it's just another day, and it's just not the same.
That's right. You're definitely right
I
about that.
agree with that, Cogee, and then add that in some ways, a birthday, just like the holidays, it can be a time that's even more stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Although after a while, you just come so numb. In a lot of ways to survive, you gotta shut down your own feelings and emotions.
I agree with that, Cogee. You just kind of have to block it out, especially like you said, the holidays. That was a time where we used to see the most fights and everything inside. Everybody was more, depressed, but there was always usually more fights at that time of year and a lot more problems because it's very stressful. And you block it out to be numb.
That's right.
Gotta know how that go.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Let me ask you something real quick. Let me go to my team right here on the board real quick. What would y'all like to ask Jeffrey, right now? And, Donna, she can chime in for a minute, too, as well. What would y'all like to ask Jeffrey about what's special right now in life to both of them right now? But to Jeffrey, for his birthday, what are some special things y'all want to know? Starting with you, Foxy.
I really wanted to know about how was it for your birthday when you was in prison?
Incarcerated, yeah.
It was very stressful, and I would feel more stress, and and after a while I would shut down my feelings just trying to protect myself. But on several levels of consciousness, you always know it's your birthday, so no matter what, the extra stress is added to you.
Wow. So there's no stress today, right?
No, there's no stress today. I mean, you honestly, I really don't believe you can celebrate your birthday in any meaningful way while you're incarcerated.
Not at all.
I can celebrate. At least, thank God, I can celebrate it now. I'm free.
All right.
And then on top of that, I think every day you should celebrate your birthday because you don't know what day is your day out of here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, Cedric, what would you like to ask, Donna and Jeffrey real quick?
Don, I just want to know how it felt when you walked out that door.
Oh, my goodness. It's still with me. When I walked out. I got out, it was like 12:30 at night when they released me. And just walking out, it was just awesome. I just looked around at everything, and I was just to be free. Just to, be able to go anywhere and just be outside those walls.
Right.
Like I said, that feeling is just still with me. I can still remember that night so clear.
And Jeffrey,
but it was also in a way uncomfortable because everything was also so strange too.
Right. And Jeffrey, I want to ask you that same question, please.
Sure. It was surreal. I felt like it wasn't really happening.
I just want to say, I really can go along with what y'all saying, because that's how I felt when I walked out that door. My mom came and picked me up, but to walk out that door is just like, and then celebrate your first birthday, it's not the same. It's not the same the first birthday is not the same when you come out. It's just like, it's just like I'm free now. I can do what I want to do, but then still you got to keep in respect that, you're free, but you still can't do what you want to do.
And Jeffrey.
Yeah, I want to agree with that. I mean, that's why I feel so strongly about compensation. And
that's it.
How for about exoneree compensation, I mean, financial, the freedom that compensation brings, I mean, that enables you to be free.
That's it.
That enables you, if I want to travel, if I want to go an hour from me in any direction, or I want to go see somebody, or if I want to, go out and eat somewhere, or do something that has a cost to it.
Right.
That's freedom. I mean, working class folk are able to do that, but if you've been released because you were wrongfully imprisoned, you most likely would not have been able to get a job, or if it is, certainly not gainful employment.
Right.
So you're really just barely making it. I mean, that's not really freedom to me.
No, it's not.
So, Jeffrey and Donna, this question is for both of y'all. Do y'all celebrate your Freedom Day?
I always do. Yes, I do. I celebrate it. In fact, I do the karaoke thing then. I always do.
How about you, Donna?
Oh, yeah, definitely. My release date was actually July 4th.
Oh.
So it was Independence Day.
Oh, wow, you had a real Independence Day, huh?
Yeah. So definitely that's a very special day for me.
Okay. That's right. Let me ask Jeffrey something real quick. Jeffrey, 5 years from now, where do you see Mr. Jeffrey Deskovic?
I see me having a law degree, being admitted to the bar, and having either run for, having run for political office, or having already ran for political office and having won.
Okay.
All right.
I heard that. Uh-oh. Am I going to be out there with you, Jeffrey? Am I your right-hand man?
Absolutely. You're gonna help promote me, Cogee. You're gonna help encourage people to vote. You're gonna give me interviews. You're gonna help me get press.
Yeah. We're gonna make it happen.
And you know what, Cogee? We still doing this. I'm gonna still come on the air.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna still come on the air and do the I've been falsely accused show, man.
Oh yeah. I hope you ain't gonna go Hollywood and bail out on me now, Jeffrey.
Nah.
Don't get Hollywood on me, Jeffrey. See, y'all hear that laugh? Did y'all hear that laugh right there? That was a politician laugh. That was a politician laugh.
But you know what? My feet are firmly planted on the ground. I know where I came from, and I just want to do good in the world, on the real.
Okay.
And I feel like I think it's important to do good from outside the government, but I also think on some levels, doing stuff from within sometimes has its advantages. I mean, once in a while, because I'm a human, Cogee, and once in a while I get tired of trying to persuade people to do the right thing. Just once, I'd like to have my hands on the levers of power, at least to some extent.
Got that right.
And be able to throw that bad boy like a lot of people who misuse and abuse it for bad causes, for wrongful convictions and all other kind of social issues. They're able to, they're so adamant and just throw the levers and set stuff in motion. How about doing and being that fervent, that adamant, that forceful, but for stuff that's good that would actually benefit the people? How about that? How about doing that for good?
That's right. You definitely right about that. I hear you. Hold on, let me ask Jeffrey one thing. Now, Jeffrey, we're gonna play devil's advocate with this, okay? Now you know me. You know how I roll.
That's
you
your
know,
favorite.
Here you go, Donna. Here you go, Jeffrey. You know how I role play. Now, say for instance, you had a chance to win this, Jeffrey, but they pulled you to the side and say, "Hey, that little black guy that you be kicking it with on the radio, talking all that stuff too. We want to get Jody. We need to get Jody out of here. You can win, but you got to break off from him to win."
No, you know what? My answer is going to be that winning doesn't mean I'm not willing to sell out my soul. I'm not willing to sell out my morals, my ethics. I'm not going to stop being me in order to win. And if that's the price I got to pay, then y'all can keep it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it my way. I gotta be able to sleep.
Yeah, give it up. Y'all hear that? The black guy is still in the house. The black guy is still in the house. Donna, I'm still in the house, Donna. I'm still in the house.
I hear it.
I thought I was out, you know the rest a minute ago until Jeffrey
I know.
Jeffrey confirmed it.
Yeah. Here, let me go to Miss Peaches. Miss Peaches, I'm still in the house.
Yay! All right. I love that. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
I'm so happy that you're on the air celebrating with us. And we're celebrating with you.
Happy to be here.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And I love, he did have that laugh, Cogee. I've heard that laugh so many times in a lifetime. But you know what? I love his answer. And it's on the radio. It's recorded, Jeffrey.
Yeah. We're gonna play this at his little victory party. If I'm standing outside looking through the window, I'm gonna get a truck with a big mic and I'm gonna stick it right up to the window. And while he's doing his little thank you speech, I'm gonna play this loud as I can. I'm gonna say, hey, how you gonna leave a black man outside? The black man was a part of your rise.
I'll tell you what else, Coach. I hope in 5 years, we would have succeeded in getting some laws changed and, gotten other people exonerated, and maybe the foundation's big by then. Who knows? Right? Maybe there's a couple of hundred people coming at this problem.
Oh yeah. I think it'll be all great. I think you know what. Let me talk to Donna. Donna, real quick. What would you like to say to Jeffrey? I mean, the way he's on TV, he's fighting, for the different laws, and about the situations of the law, Donna, how messed up it is, but it can be a fair law if people are in place to do fair things. So can you speak to that about Jeffrey real quick?
Oh, I respect Jeffrey so much for everything he's done since he's been out, and what he plans for his future. And he's wanting to give back, and even after all that time that he did, he still has that in his heart.
That's right.
And I just respect that so much.
Right, and that's what I tell him all the time. I'm like, Jeffrey, man, with what you went through at a young age, the way they done you, and basically took your life and just threw it away, and you had to hold on to it with your soul and your spirit, and then will it back to you just to hold on to it, just to get out and see a better day. I mean, I got so much respect for Jeffrey. I got so much respect, for David, and for you. Anybody that can go in and do those many years and step out and still be a G, still be straight up, still be just ready to take on the world, and not so broken, because a lot of people that came through my show, and Jeffrey, they devastated. They can't even really move forward because they living so much in the past, and they lucky to be out, because if Lorenzo talked to anybody who's out right now and still depressed and still, I ain't gonna say pouting, that's the wrong word, but still going through emotions of the past, he would say, you ought to be thankful for every day that you have, because when I was out, me and Jeffrey was building our life, we was going to do big things, and they gave him a call, and what happened, Jeffrey?
The end result is I had to drive him back to prison. They reinstated his conviction. That was terrible. Every exoneree nightmare.
You know what? Let me ask you this, Jeffrey. When you celebrating like you are tonight, one thing I respect about you, and you told me this the other day, I don't celebrate just for me. I'm celebrating for everybody that I'm fighting for. I'm celebrating for the people who's going to be there with me tonight, but I'm also celebrating for the Lorenzos and the, William Lopez's and the Maurice Caldwells and the Obies and, everybody who's, been coming through this show, you know what I'm saying, to make a difference.
Absolutely.
Can you speak on that?
Yeah, I can't forget about, the people who went through what I've gone through. I mean, whether that's, people who have experienced it, who have obtained exoneration, or, people that are still fighting to achieve that result. I always have that. I always have that in the back of my head, Cogee.
That's right.
And that's, I don't know. Sometimes I think if I just push forward just a little bit more, maybe that's the break point. Maybe the point at which I was about to, quit or, put in less effort. Maybe that was the defining moment. And if I just pushed forward, something could have happened. And that's why I do put the extra effort in. But even when I celebrate, I'm conscious. There's plenty of parties where, I went to a Christmas party or a New Year's party or one kind of celebration or another, and I always like to bring it back, and ask people, while we might be enjoying our freedom and while we just take a brief second, think about the people that, can't be with us, but are still in that situation.
You know what? Let me ask you this, Jeffrey. With you and Donna, I want to ask both of y'all this question real quick. Miss Peaches, get ready. I want you to ask 2 questions when we come back. I want to ask you and Donna this. How nervous are y'all at all times that all it takes is a slip up because y'all already been a part of the radar? But now that y'all out, y'all still on the radar even more than a free person that ain't done nothing. You get what I'm saying? How nervous of y'all every day of being conscious of y'all's footsteps?
I'm very conscious because, I know that what I do is not welcome by all segments of society. There's people that don't like what I do, and I know that if I slip up and there's an opportunity for them to discredit me in some kind of way, to throw dirt on my reputation, to make me less effective, I know that it won't be any hesitation.
That's right.
So I'm very conscious of that, and then on the other hand, because I know what incarceration is all about, Cogee, I don't do anything illegal. I don't do one minor thing that's illegal.
That's right. That's right. And
I
know,
away from that.
And I know that to be true. And that's why I just wanted you to put it out there and ask you that question, because I wanted you to teach to our listeners, on that right there. Perfectly. Donna, what's your take on it real quick?
Oh, I'm also very conscious of what I do and, who I'm with, because I know it's so easy if you're even with the wrong person or at somebody's house and you don't even know what they're doing in their life, and you can be over there and get caught up in that. So I'm very conscious of, the things I do, and, I follow the law now, so I'm very careful because I know how easy it is, to go back, or things can happen to where you could end up back.
That's right.
In there. And with, my charge, they wouldn't think twice of sending me back for a long time.
Right. Miss Peaches, chime in.
Well, I was wondering if I could ask Jeffrey, celebrating his birthday today, is it hard to keep a balance because you lost so many years against your will, and now that you're out, and I know how hard you work and everything, is it hard for you to keep a balance, to slow down sometimes and, not try to make up for the lost years?
It's extremely hard. That's a really deep question, and it took a lot of insight to even formulate that. So I want to give you credit for that. Yes, it's very hard for me to keep balance. People. I think about this all the time. I do. I spend a tremendous amount of time, on it, and doing this type of work. And yeah, it is hard. It is very hard for me to be balanced. It's very hard for me to be balanced.
What are some of the things that you like? What are some of the maybe pep talks that you give yourself to not push so hard. Because, Cogee, you and I talk about this a lot, and our team and stuff, because we work hard as well. And to lose one day just behind, things not coming together, or, some people say, sleep is the cousin of death. So if you sleep too long and your body just needs it, or if you're not feeling well and you get time taken from you and you're like, darn it, that day was a waste. What do you tell yourself, Jeffrey, to say, hey, man, you got to do this, slow down, do this, maybe rest a little longer on this day? Or what are some of the things that you've told yourself or other people to help you get through and say, hey, I can rest?
The honest answer?
Yes.
Nothing.
Right, because that's a pain that you go through, knowing each day means so much.
Yeah. I usually have to have other people tell me, and then 2 or 3 times.
Wow.
Right.
Foxy.
Hey, Jeffrey, did you hear that the mayor of Mount Vernon is doing 2 years?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't read the story to see the specifics of it, but I heard something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ernie Davis. I just want to nominate you to run for mayor of Mount Vernon, if you would, please.
Yeah, I don't think that that's the right office for me, though. I want to do criminal justice reform work, and there's not really very much I could do from the mayor position. I could mandate the police department, videotape interrogations, use better identification procedures, preserve evidence, but other than I'm only really affecting one police department. I'm a little bit more ambitious than that.
Okay.
And plus, the problem is if I ran for that office and I lost, it would be all over. So if I am going to lose, I want it to be really going for a prize,
Right.
Well, you're not a loser, so don't even think about losing. But
yeah, you're
you
right.
can think about
Right.
that.
Think about winning, right?
Yes.
Foxy's pushing you into something, Jeffrey. She's
Look,
pushing you into something, Jeffrey.
Well, she's not the first person. I've had people tell me, encourage me, hey, why don't you move back to Peekskill, which is where I'm from originally, and where this happened. Why don't you move back to Peekskill and run for mayor there? I've had so she's not alone in her line of reasoning.
Right.
But I don't. But again, other than doing that reform work in one station, most of my work would really have little or nothing to do with criminal justice reform work, and so I think that I would be bored doing that.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, I want to go to Donna real quick. Donna, I want you to ask Jeffrey a question real quick. Is anything on your mind real quick?
Let me see. Well, you kind of got me there.
It's like a game show. Do you want to pass the question?
Yeah, I want to pass the question because my mind just went blank on that.
Okay.
I tell you the truth, it did. It just went blank.
All right, Miss Peaches, I'm coming to you.
Okay. Jeffrey said he didn't feel like the mayor's office was the place for him to be able to make the most waves, and the most progress. So, just staying with your foundation and doing the things that you're doing, and you and Cogee are doing it. Do you feel that you're in the best position that you can be for right now for doing what you want to do?
For right now, yeah. But in the future, I definitely will run for a political office that I can, continue doing that type of work. But as of right now, yeah, I think it would be premature right now for me to run for anything. So I do think I'm in the best position for the moment.
Okay. Cedric, real quick.
I have nothing to say.
Oh, you done passed it too.
I'm passing it to you.
Boy, y'all gonna let me down on this game show, ain't y'all?
So Jeffrey, I have a question. So do you think you'll know, when the time is right, if you were going to run for a certain office, do you feel like it'll just hit you and you know that's going to be the thing you're going to do?
I have to have the law degree first.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to get that done. But, what I was trying to, get at was, they're asking if you run for mayor or anything, but when you get to see like a certain position when you're at that point in your life, when you like if you have your law degree, and you know, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to fight for.
Yeah, well, as soon as I get the law degree, I got to get admitted to the bar, and the next election cycle I run. So it's not like I'm going to wait for some point in time where I'm suddenly going to get this feeling, okay, the time is right. It's more like once I finish law school and get admitted to the bar, then I run.
I hear you. I hear you.
Then you do it. Okay.
Well, do this, Jeffrey. Tell us your plans going forward so we don't have to guess and we don't have to throw those fishers out there to try to get it out of you. We already know.
Fair enough, Cogee. Fair enough. All right, so I'm going to. I intend to run for district attorney.
Oh, wow.
I have a real conviction integrity unit. We're going to free all the people that's incarcerated wrongfully.
I know I better have a job with you then. I know I better have me a little desk somewhere and a little office somewhere in your building with you on that one.
Run for that office, serve a term, and then try to run for governor from there, Cogee. Wouldn't it be something?
Man, it sure would be something.
You got my support.
Man, let me tell
I got your support. You got vote for me. Raise a little bit of money.
This Cedric talking, so you got my support.
Yeah, you got a lot of our supports because, Jeffrey, let me tell you something. One thing I do know for a fact, your heart is in it even while you sleeping. That's the truth. Me, you, and Jay, we talk a lot. Us three talk a lot off the air. Your heart is in it, and this is why I would speak for you and say, this is why this man should be elected. His heart is in it while he's sleeping. Jeffrey don't stop. I mean, Jeffrey, think about it. Anytime me, you, and Jay have a conversation, can we ever have a friendly conversation without talking about the show, the law, the exonerees that we're going through? No.
It never happens, Cogee.
It always creeps in. Even when me and you was hanging out and you was out here, we going out, we kicking it, we end up sitting at a table, talking at a table about the show, about the different exonerees and everything. We can't have a peaceful moment. That's how I know, even with me and you, we were put here on earth to do this. This is just, that's just who we are. And you know what, Jeffrey? Me and you both done lost a lot of people along the way because of this a gift that God has given both of us. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right, Cogee. You're right.
People don't understand it. People I deal with, they don't even understand it. They could be close to me like night and day, but they still don't understand. Sometimes when I have these urges to do these certain shows, these shows are called upon me to be done. This ain't something that I just come up with. This is something that something hits my soul and says, this is what I want said. This is what I want done. This is the outcome that I'm shooting for the world. Not for Cogee, not for Jeffrey. We do this for the world. We ain't getting rich from it. Well, I know I ain't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Not either, Cogee.
No, what I mean by that is,
it costs me money, Cogee. It costs me money to do this stuff.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when I say, well, I know I ain't, I'm just saying we done more. You know what? It's like pro bono. We doing pro bono work right now on The Love with every show that we do to give the people what they need. And you know what? It just makes me mad. I'm going to say this real quick. I done ran across some of the most ungrateful people, man, in the work that I've done. And that's what hurts me, Jeffrey. And I know we really ain't got time to talk about that. That's a whole different show. But, Jeffrey, let me ask you something real quick because we keeping it real. What didn't hurt you in your travels right now of doing the great things that you are doing? What didn't hurt your feelings that people don't understand?
Well, at times I've approached other exonerees that have received a whole heck of a lot of compensation. I remember one person who remained unnamed.
Yeah.
But he wound up with like $9 million personally, not the money that he had to pay his lawyers. He had like $8 to $9 million himself. And you know how much money he was willing to donate to the foundation?
How much?
$100.
Oh my.
Well, let me tell you something.
So what I'm saying is the lack of financial support from other exonerees who receive substantial amounts of compensation. That hurts, and every now and then there's other people that they think that, believe it or not, there is a few people. I mean, there are a few rare people that are in the movement that really wish that I wasn't. I don't know. I don't know why you don't just go on an island someplace and
Right.
or questioning the people
Right.
that work for me at the foundation and doing this type of work and supporting me. I mean, there's still like the slight, not quite viewing me as an equal. There is that stigma, in certain quarters. I mean, it's definitely not a widespread thing. It's a minority, but I still it is hurtful to be sure, because had I never been wrongfully imprisoned and I was still doing this stuff, I don't think I'd be questioned. So in that aspect of it, there's still a little bit of the stigma just from a quarter that you really wouldn't expect.
But see, that's why even with me, I don't support a lot of stuff, because these people don't support me. It can sound good all they want on the radio or anything, but people, they don't support me with my movement. But I know what I got lined up and what I'm getting ready to do, and that's why I don't go to no functions. That's why I don't support certain things, because there's no support for me. I'm not no fool. And Jeffrey, we done talked about this off the air, so a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
But check us out, Jeffrey. We down to 2 minutes, and I want you to go ahead and words of encouragement, because you got to break out, right?
I absolutely do. In fact,
Okay,
I've even
real
seen
quick.
A few of the guests walk past me. Well, my words of encouragement are that it seems like there's 3 or 4 exonerations happening every 2 weeks. So I think that that's all as a result of increased awareness. I find it encouraging that law enforcement and judges and prosecutors are they're becoming more aware, and about 25% of the cases last year where the exonerations were achieved, there was some level of cooperation at some point. I'm really encouraged by many groups. I mean, that have been formed. People are putting together coalitions, groups like Discovery for Justice. It Can Happen to You. Other groups working together as opposed to just a going it alone approach. I think that's going to make a difference on the policy stuff.
Okay.
And hey, if you quit, if I had quit, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I want to encourage everybody who is listening, who's either wrongfully imprisoned, or maybe you got friends or family, or maybe you're not related to them, directly, but some kind of way you come in contact, but share with them.
Okay, my brother.
Not to give up. Because if I had, I wouldn't have made it out.
All right, man.
If I had my day, I know that other people can as well.
Well, we appreciate
I
you.
don't say everybody can have their day, because some people it's not going to happen for them just for lack of resources and many other factors. But if you don't fight, then that means you have no chance.
Much love to you, my brother. I hear you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks so much, everybody celebrated my birthday with me. I had a ball, and if I could have went back in time and got those 2 hours back and just did it some other kind of way, celebrate my birthday, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have changed a thing.
I hear you, man. So we appreciate you, man. Much love to you, Jeff, and I'll talk to you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
much love to you too, and we talk again off the air, but I think I'm coming through in January.
Okay. Hey, let's do it. We ready. All right?
Awesome.
Much love, my brother.
Much love.
All right. Everybody stay locked in and stay tuned in. We got our last and final hour. You don't want to miss it.